Hi everyone. Okay. Hello everybody. I'm Jack here with Network Concepts. I'm going to show you how to create your own website. Uh, we're going to do it using WordPress. It's a great content management system. I'll go into what that is. But if you have no coding experience, this is a great way to make your own website from scratch. So there are a few ways to make a website, but I'm going to show you one of the easiest, most effective ways to do it. Few things are needed. You're going to need your web hosting, a domain, and a content management system. Technically, this is optional, but it's extremely useful, so I recommend it. So, to begin, what is a CMS, or a content management system? What's WordPress? First, a CMS is a web application that runs on your host. It allows you to create web pages, manage your site's media, and give your website a great design. You can do this without knowing any HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. It does all that for you. There are a few popular CMSs out there. Joomla and Drupal are examples, but far and away the most popular is WordPress. WordPress originally started as a blogging platform, but it's still very useful for blogging, but it's matured greatly. You can build full websites using WordPress, and many popular websites on the web already use WordPress. WordPress is free to use and open source, and why don't we just get started? So as you can see right here, we're going to our hosting provider. Uh, I've chosen ncihosting.com. We provide this as a convenience to you if you want to make a website. We're going to log into our hosting. So we click that login button right there. I'm going to enter the password. My username is already filled in. So as you can see, I'm logged into Network Concepts web hosting right here. I'm going to manage our hosting. And we're going to create, we've already purchased domains, but you can purchase a domain from us or any other domain provider out there. Doesn't really matter, but if you want to go with us, that's a good thing. So we're going to build a website on this domain, dev.nciwd.com. And we already have it set up for you. So we're going to go to Manage, and it's going to take us to the back end of our website. It's going to take us to cPanel. cPanel is a good way to manage your website. There's a few other options, but let's go with cPanel because it's very friendly with WordPress. So as you can see, you got your file manager up here where the cursor is. A few other things here. We're not going to get into that right now. We're just going to focus on WordPress. So let's go to our web applications. So we already have WordPress installed, but we're going to install it on another directory on this website. So click on WordPress for our web application. It's going to take us to Installatron, and it's very simple. You don't have to upload anything. You just hit install this application. And let's make a directory right here. Let's call it WordPress. So it's going to give you a username and password already. So let's hit install at the bottom right hand side of the screen. It's going to take a little while, not too long. While we're waiting, I can just tell you cPanel is a Linux-based way of managing your website here. Okay, so we got we have the blog set up. We have the new WordPress installation. Now, there's a few different installations of WordPress on this. This is our development site. Don't let that confuse you. Let's just focus on where the cursor is now. You can see that's set up in WordPress. You can install it in your home directory too. So, it could just be dev.nciwd.com. So let's go to what's called the WordPress Backend. This is where you log into to see, it's where you log in to see where you can create your website. So let's create a website right here. So to view the website, on the top left-hand side of the screen right here where the cursor is, you can see My Blog. That's the default title of a WordPress website. So let's open it up. See, it's not much there, but you have a website already. You have a theme installed. I'm going to take you through the WordPress backend. That controls your website. That controls the design, the layout, the content of your website. So right here, this is the front end we're looking at. This is what the user sees when somebody goes on your website. This is what you see when you log into your website. So let's start with posts. Posts are blog posts. They're very dynamic. They, as I told you before, WordPress was started as a blogging platform, but posts can be used for a lot of different things. I'm not going to confuse you by telling you all the things they can be used for, but just keep in mind posts are kind of constantly changing. They're used in feeds. They're used in blogs. So that's what a post is. To create a new post, you go to Add New, create a title, and right down here, if you've ever used Microsoft Word or any word processor, you can use WordPress. So let's create a post. Hello, world. Let's say we want to make something bold. You just highlight it, maybe italicize it. If you want a heading, here is a heading. Headings are very useful in SEO practices, so keep that in mind. Let's make a heading 2 or an H2. So you see it's a little bigger. See, you also have the option of looking at some code here. If you want to dive into a little bit of HTML, that's an option. But most people just use the visual editor that we were using before. You can have a block quote. You can link. Let's link something. So that's a link in WordPress. You just highlight it and type in your link. It's very handy, and you can actually link to things that are on your website like very quickly. I'll show you how to do that, but let's just leave that link the way it is. So before you want to publish your page or post, you can preview it. Let's preview what this might look like. Okay, it's not very fancy, but it's something. With posts, a lot of themes allow you to leave comments. This one is a comment-friendly theme. So you see that's what the post will look like. Now when you're logged in, you have the option to edit a post on this theme. I'm going to explain what themes are in a bit, but just sit back and we're going to take you through some posts. So close that. So let's publish the post. Publish means that you save it and it's ready to be viewed by the public. Okay. Now if you look under the title, a permalink came up. That is a permanent link. That's where it can be viewed. If somebody types it into their address bar on their browser, it can be viewed at this web page here. Okay. And you notice if you look at the address bar where I'm highlighting, it's uncategorized. Posts can be categorized, and it's useful to categorize your posts. You don't want everything to be uncategorized. It's just a good way to organize everything because posts can add up. And you can see they're under categories. We only have uncategorized posts right now. I could create a category like new category. And you see it's right there. I can go back to the post we just worked on, hello world, And we can put it under new category, unselect, uncategorized, update, and look at our categories now. See? Okay, so let's go to the next item on the sidebar, media. And before I move on, you might notice that I'm clicking on these categories on the sidebar. You can also hover over them. So let's go back to posts. You can hover over them and bring up the same things, or you can just click them and they bring up the subcategories right here. So let's go to media. We don't have any media right now, so let's add new. Select something. Let's go to some pictures. Let's add picture. Let's add Dado right here. This Dado logo. So that's in our media. When you add media, you can add them to any posts or pages on your website. This is one advantage of having a CMS. All your media is in one place, ready to be accessed at your earliest convenience. So it's very useful. You can add things like PDFs, videos. You're going to mainly add photos, but just keep in mind it's very versatile. You can add different types of media. You can add new by clicking this button or going to the add new item on the sidebar right here. You can drag and drop. It's very user-friendly. Links, we're going to skip that for now and go to pages. Pages are a lot like posts, but you want to think of pages as more static. Pages don't change as much as blog posts. They're not as numerous. Pages are your basic web pages. So if we look at our website right now, we only have one page, and it's the About page right here. Let's edit it. So right now, this is our only web page. It's an About. Let's create a new web page with a picture. Why not? So let's call this new web page. Okay. Let's make this a heading actually. So make it an H2. So we're back to paragraphs. Let's say this is some content. Okay. So we have some content. We have a heading. Let's add media. I told you about that before. So let's go to our media library. Select that picture of the Dado logo. Insert it into the page. We have a web page with a Dado logo. So let's publish it. Let's take a look at what it looks like. We can either go to the page itself right here in the permalink, or we could preview it. Why don't we preview it? Okay, look, it even has an emoji. So that's our web page. We're going to go to the rest of the WordPress backend now. Comments. Now, if you're creating a blog, comments are very useful, and this is where you moderate your comments. It's all in one place. I'm not going to go too far into this, but just keep in mind, if you're creating a website that has a blog, this is where you moderate your comments. You can view spam comments if any come through, and chances are, if you have a popular enough website, you're going to run into that. Let's take a look at appearance. So right now we have the latest default WordPress theme. Now themes are kind of like templates. They control the look of your website. You can purchase themes. There are many good free themes out there, but WordPress runs on themes. That's really what you got to know about WordPress. That does all the heavy lifting for you when it comes to your website's design. So you can tweak your theme a little bit, but I wouldn't recommend doing that without first installing what's called a child theme. Don't worry about that too much. If you want to get into more advanced WordPress, check that out. But most people can just get by by using these themes. Let's say we didn't like WordPress's 2017 theme, and we'd rather do the 2016 theme. Okay, let's see our website now. This is 2017. It has a blog right here, so remember that blog post we created? Well, it's right here. So we don't like this theme. Let's pretend. Let's go back to 2016. Let's preview it first. WordPress allows you to take a look at it. Okay, let's say that's to our liking. We can activate it. Activate that theme. As you see, I just hovered over it, I clicked activate, and now we have a new theme. Let's refresh the page. Okay, here it is. We can make this look a little nicer if we wanted to. So we can go to customize. We change the site identity. Let's select a logo. Let's say we want Dado to be our logo. Just don't tell the people at Dado that we're infringing on their copyright, right? So let's skip cropping that. So let's create a website, maybe like a Dado fan page. I don't know. And we can create a title like I love Dado. This is the Okay. So you can do a lot of things with this appearance editor. It's a what you see is what you get editor or WYSIWYG. Change the colors a little bit. WordPress allows you to change a lot of your colors here in this theme. Sometimes with other themes it doesn't do that, but this is very flexible, this theme. So let's say we like blue, or sorry, purple. Maybe we like blue. Okay, blue's a good color for a website. Okay, change the background, save and publish. So, okay, we like what that looks like. Let's say we don't want these over here. Get rid of it. Let's say let's just remove this. Okay. Okay, well, never mind. I'm going to edit that out. Okay, so we've looked at the appearance a little bit. We've made some changes. Let's refresh the page. We got a blue background. This up here, what you're looking at, where the cursor is, my arrow, that won't really appear to your users. That's only going to appear to you when you're logged into the WordPress backend. Once I log out, that's going to be gone. I'll show you when we log out. Let's move on to menus. That's under appearance. Okay, we don't have a menu yet. Let's create one. Let's call it navigation. Create menu. Okay, let's add, remember we created this web page, new web page to the menu. And let's add about. Okay, we got 2 pages on the main menu. Let's make this the primary menu by selecting this. Different themes handle menus differently, but you'll usually see this. So let's save this. Okay, let's go back to the page. The website. Let's refresh the page. Look right here. This is where your main menu will be. New web page. Okay, remember we created this with the little emoticon right here. Data, we made a picture. WordPress is really fun. We made this page. This is a default page with the theme right here, but about, let's say we can even edit it. Now, this theme allows you to edit things from the front end, but it really just takes you to the back end. When you're logged in, you'll get a little edit thing right here. That won't be visible to your users. It'll only be visible to you when you're logged in. Let's edit this. This is a Dado fan page. I really like Dado. Now, making a fan page, you can make it for your small business, or let's say you have a hobby, like you're a photographer. You could do that. Maybe you're a professional photographer too. You can make a WordPress site for that, and different themes are equipped to handle things like that. So there are different themes that um, are for businesses, different themes are for art, photography, stamp collecting, you name it. So we've looked at how to customize the appearance and menus of your page. So let's go to your plugins. Plugins are very important in WordPress. Plugins allow you to extend the functionality of your website, and they can really do a lot. You can do so much more by installing plugins. I'm going to show you what you do. I'm going to show you what you can do to extend the functionality of your website right now. So, as you saw, let me take a step back. I went to up here, add new plugins. So, brings you to here. Think of it like the App Store for applications on your iPhone or whatnot. Let's search for a plugin. This is a plugin I use a lot. It's called Ultimate Form Builder Lite. So we're going to do a search. Now this is searching all the WordPress plugins in their library. WordPress, keep in mind, is open source. It means it's community driven. Anybody can develop a WordPress plugin. So they've developed a form builder called Form Builder Lite, or sorry, Ultimate Form Builder Lite. It's free. Let's install it. It's also a paid version. You could do a lot more with the paid version, but free version is pretty good. Let's install it right now. I clicked install. Now it's installed. Let's go to the plugins. Keep in mind, this trips a lot of people up. It's not activated yet, so it's not in bold. Bold plugins are activated. Let's click right here on activate. There you go. Now we can use this plugin. If you look on the sidebar, we have forms. Plugins often add things to the sidebar. So let's go to forms, all forms. Okay, we don't have any forms yet. Add new form. Say contact. Add form. It's pretty cool. Now, this isn't a tutorial on a specific plugin, but I'm going to quickly make one for you. Make a form for you. So just to give you an idea of how powerful plugins are. Okay, I created a form. Let's add a submit button. Okay, this form creates a little shortcode that you can embed. I just highlighted it right now. So let's go back to that page we created, new web page. Say we want people to contact us. All you got to do is add a little shortcode. WordPress has shortcodes you just add to your web pages. And oftentimes you can embed things just by using a little bit of code. So now we have a contact form. We can say hello, email, etc. and just submit the form. There you go. So that gives you an idea of what plugins can do. They can do things like create a form. They can add animation to your pages. They can add better video embeds. They're very useful plugins. So that's what they do. Users. Let's go here. Users, we have our default user, the admin right here. There's different levels of users with different permissions. You can add a new user. Say you want a guest poster or somebody who can edit a few things on your website. You just create a user, add new user. It's very simple. And oftentimes you don't really need multiple users, but if you so choose, that option's there to you. You have tools and settings. You won't really do this too much. These are a little more advanced categories right here. So I'm not going to spend too much time, but they're there, and feel free to look at them. But keep in mind, you're going to be doing most of the editing through the other categories I showed you. So also WordPress allows you to collapse the menu. I don't know if that's distracting to you. You can always collapse it. So now one last thing I'll show you with WordPress are the themes. Themes, again, are very important. Just like I showed you how to add a plugin, you can also add new themes. So you can search in your installed theme, so 20. Okay, you get the idea there. But you can also add a new theme, just like the plugins. Okay, so I'm going through these themes. Let's search. Let's say this is a news website I'm making. So let's search for news. Okay, here's some news. Okay, Magcast. That looks good. I'm going to install this. And let's see. Let's activate it. Let's just go for it. Okay, and let's see what our website looks like now. Looks a lot different. But as you see, the menu, the primary menu is still there. That contact form is still there. So that's how you install a new theme. Okay, so we created a web page today and required zero coding knowledge, and it looks pretty good. It's going to look a lot better when you put more TLC into it, but uh, hey, we got a website off the ground in just a few minutes. So WordPress is very useful. You can build really, really good websites with it. I'll show you a website right now. CNN.com is all done in WordPress. And they spent a lot of money on it. They probably have a custom theme. They have developers working around the clock. But you can build a website pretty good with just using WordPress. So for Network Concepts, this is Jack, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I hope you enjoy WordPress in the future. Thank you.